Ever felt like your Excel formulas are stuck in one place, unable to dynamically adapt to your ever-changing data? What if you could write a formula that moves selecting different cells, ranges, or even entire tables, all of that automatically? If you have been looking for a way to unlock new level of flexibility and power in your spreadsheets, then you are in the right place. Because in today's video, we are diving deep into one of Excel's most versatile functions, step by step. This is Ahmed El-Gohari, and now you are watching Analytics Gateway. Before we start, and as usual, let me tell you that the file we will be using in this video is linked in the description below. You can download it and follow along with me step by step. Alright, let's get started by checking the data that we will be used in our today's video. It's a small table made of 13 columns. These 12 columns are representing total quantity sold for each specific month, while the first one is representing product code list. How we can use offset function to get this required info in the below. And before all of this, what is offset and why it's important and what are the syntax of this function? You are right, these are the important questions, so let's go and answer it. So let's answer the first question here. What is offset and why it's important to learn how to use it? To answer that question, let's imagine that you are lost in some place, and here the place representing the Excel worksheet that full of your data, and suddenly you meet a wise man, which is the offset function, that directing you to your destination, which is whether a cell, a column, range, or even an entire table. Using offset will facilitate any type of result you need. That's exactly what offset function do. Think of offset function as a GPS or a gamepad for your Excel sheet. Just give it a starting point and let it work. Offset function can be considered as a search engine by itself. But what are the offset syntax? So let's go to the next tab, which is a very simple table that made of two columns. One of them is the month and the other one is the sales quantity. If I'm selecting this cell and I would like to move to this one, I can describe it to you as go down 2 cells and then write 1 cell. Easy, right? That's exactly what offset do. It requires 3 main parts. Let's try to type it as equal offset. The first part here is the reference cell, which is the cell you will start from. And the second one is number of rows to move, and finally the number of columns to move through. So let's give it a try. If I'm selecting this cell as my reference, this is the cell I will start to move from, and then I press comma, and I need to get some information for March 24. For this month, I would like to get the information of the sales quantity for this month. So I'll type it as the following. I need to move 3 cells down, so I'll type here 3 and then 1 cell to the right side. And if I close my bracket and press enter, it worked, right? But if you are asking yourself, what are these two other parts of the offset syntax? It's the height and width. As I told you, offset function is a GPS and you can get the result as a cell or a group of cells. The height here is telling how many vertical cells I need to include in my result, while the width tells Excel how many cells need to be included horizontally. So if I try to put number 3 here and comma, for width I try to make it number 1 and close my bracket pressing enter. It's a magic, right? It's getting me the result in addition of other 2 cells after the result I selected. It's like a magic. So how can I get benefit of that? What if I need to sum up the first quarter, which means I need to sum up the first 3 items here? If so, I'll select the cell where I'm writing my equation and start my equation with sum. And then for the offset function, I'll select the reference as the first cell of my table. Then pressing comma. For the rows, I'll type 1. For the columns, I'll type 1 just to move to Jan, and then go to the right side to the sales quantity column. And then comma. For the height, I need the first 3 months of my table, which representing Q1. So I'll type here 3. And then close some bracket. Press enter, it will give me 74. If we try to sum up the first three cells, it will give me 74. But how can we use that in our real example here in that bigger table? Let's apply that to our real example. I need to have the result of quantity sold for April, August and October, in addition to the total annually sold and also the average monthly sold. So let's try it one by one. Let's start by typing offset here in April, offset, and then the first thing needed here is the reference. So let's fix it as the first cell in our table. It's B3, right? And press comma just to move to the row's number. But here I don't know exactly what is the row number. Moreover, it may change as that depends on the product code we choose from that drop-down list. So I'll try to get help of match function, which we talked about in the last 2 or 3 videos. We will type here match. The first thing required is the value I'm searching for. So I'll choose the cell includes the product code and then pressing comma. So I choose this cell and then pressing comma. After I move to the second part where I can select the column that contain all my product code I need to search in. So let's select that range from the first one to the last one and then pressing comma and 0 for exact match, then close my bracket. Now I referred back again to offset function, so I type comma to move to the third part, and we'll do the same for getting the column number. So I'll select the months I'm searching for, which is April, and then comma, select the range that contain the months names, then comma, 0 for exact match and close my bracket. And finally, close the offset bracket and press enter. So the result is 146. Let's have a look here. For our example, it's in row 9. After checking in April, it's 146. Now we can drag our formula to the right side, but before doing that, we need to fix some ranges in order to maintain our selection and make sure that it will not move with me while dragging the formula to the right side. So for this one, this is a reference. I'll keep it fixed by pressing F4 from my keyboard. And then this one is the lookup value. I don't need to move to the right side, so I'll keep it fixed by F4. The same for the lookup array, F4. For the last part, which is the column's number to move, here I need to fix only the row number. But as long as my equation will not drag down, so I might keep it as it is and move to the next part, which is the lookup array. It's selected here. It's the range that contain the month's names. I can press F4 and then press enter. Now I can drag it to the right side till the end and see my result. So here my result is correctly populated. If we checked for August, it's 183, which is right, and for October it's 137, which is correct. But what is that error came from? This error is showed up because match function couldn't define the column that its header named as total annual sold. How can we deal with that? In this cell, we need to sum up all the annual sold quantity for this specific product. So as we saw in this example, this simple example, we can apply that here. We can start it by sum, and actually we are not searching for a specific column name. We will replace that with 1 because we only need to move from this product code column to the first month in our table, and then pressing comma to move to the height. We will keep it also as 1 because we only need to sum up 1 row. We are not going to extend our selection to include other product codes, and then pressing comma to move to the width. Here we will type 12 as representing the 12 months we need. We need to extend the width of our selection to include this all 12 month. Then close our bracket for offset, close sum bracket, and pressing enter, it will giving us that number. Let's check if that number is correct or not. It's row number 9, and if we just selected that all, yes, it's right number. It's 1333. right? We will do the same exactly for that one for the average monthly sold. We only need to change that sum to be average and then pressing enter. So the average here is almost triple one. If we try to select that, we will have the average as triple one. Same will apply if we change the product code to any other product code. It will change dynamically to search for this specific code and calculate the result we need. Just a small note here that offset can move in 4 directions. So if we back to this sample table in the syntax page, I can make this cell as my reference, any cell at the middle of our table. Let's make it like that. And for rows, I can change it to be -1 or -2. Then it will move up instead of moving down. Let's give it a try. Equal offset. Then we can select this one as our reference, then comma. If we typed here in rows as -2 and for columns as -1, close our bracket, press enter, it will giving me Jan 25 because this is the reference cell here. I ask it to move up 2 cells and then the left side go to the left side with 1 cell, so it's giving me the Jan 25. That was a straightforward example about how to use offset function as one of the most important dynamic function in Excel. Remember that the file is used in this video is linked below in the description. You can download it and try it by yourself. If you found this helpful, give it a thumb up and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful Excel tutorials that save your time and boost your skills, because we are just getting started with Excel secrets that makes your life more easier. And just drop me a comment and tell me what you need to see in the next video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.